Hey everyone, welcome. I hope you can see me better. I'm trying a little better lighting than I had last night. So you can see me. It's getting dark here in Michigan. And at this time, so when I scheduled it, I didn't even think about, it's going to be getting dark. Anyway, so glad you're here today. And we'll be talking again about the 5 natural secrets to manage bladder leaking. And welcome. We're going to do another self-awareness check-in. We did this yesterday, and I got some comments back that everyone really enjoyed it. So we'll be doing that again. If you are just joining us today, again, I'm Liz McNichols, and I specialize in pelvic floor yoga, and especially women pre-menopause, going through menopause and post-menopause, things that yoga and natural things can help with. And the first thing we're talking about is leaking, because that was a problem for me many years ago. But we really, this has been something that I really found solutions for, and I want to offer it to you now here in the Zoom Live, like I share it with my private clients. So glad you made it here. Again, this is not a program that gives you medical advice. Again, anything that has to do physically, you always want to check with your healthcare provider. All right. Let's get started with our self-awareness check-in. So go ahead and close or soften the eyes. And we're going to start checking in with the body first. So starting with the head, let's move the head back and forth. Notice how the neck and head feel today. And then bring the head center, and then chin to the chest, and then up to the ceiling, up and down. And then let's go ahead and do some shoulder rolls up and back. Really check in with the shoulders and arms. Good. I'm going to stop sharing here for a moment. Let's see if I can do that. Whoops. And let's see if I can. Hang on. It's always live, right? So we're just checking in. Here we are. Here I am. I just couldn't see myself. All right, let's go back to it. Just do some shoulder rolls up and back. And then start to move the hands forward and pull back like you're rowing a boat. So spread the fingers wide, bring the shoulders back like you're rowing a boat. Notice how the fingers and the wrists and the elbows feel. And then bring the palms up and then go backwards. Good. Pulling, good. All right. And then maybe bring the hands behind you. You can intertwine them if that works, or just put them behind your legs. Stretch the back and the chest up to the ceiling. Notice how the spine feels today. And then maybe bend over and round the back a little bit, standing, kind of arching the back and then rounding the back. Notice how the spine feels today. Maybe move the hips around a little bit. I can back up a little here. I don't know if you see. Let me put the camera down a little bit, but move the hips around in a circle. And then the other way, notice how the pelvis feels. Good. And bring the arms up, reach over to one side. Good. Come up, reach over to the other side. Good. Come up center, turning a little bit and turning the other way a little bit. Notice how that spine feels. And then maybe you might be sitting or standing, bend the knees up and down. You can bring the knees up towards the chest, or you can start to get out of your seat a little bit. Notice how the knees feel. And then let's move down the leg to the ankle. So if you're sitting, you can lift the leg up. You may, if you're standing, hold on to something. So just do some nice circles with the toes, noticing how the ankle and the shin and the calf feel. Go the other direction. And then point the toe and then flex the toe. So you're going heel, toe, heel, toe. Notice how the ankle and the foot feels. And the calf and the shin. Let's go to the other foot, balance on the other foot if you're standing, or if you're seated, make some nice circles. And then back the other direction, good. And then point and flex, good. And bring both feet down and spread the toes very wide, and then squeeze the toes together. So we're checking on the body head to toe. We want to see where we are physically right now, because we'll be talking about some body awareness. And so we want to know what's going on with the body. All right, from here, you can still soften or close the eyes if that feels good. And we're going to check in with our emotions. So emotionally, how are you feeling today? Do you know what emotions are going through your body right now? How have you been feeling emotionally today? Check in with that, acknowledge those emotions and let them be. And now our thoughts, observe the thoughts. What's going on in your mind right now? Are you saying, oh, Liz, I don't know what this is all about. I thought we were going to talk about leaking, but we need to kind of check in with the body before we talk about some physical things that are going on. So be sure to check in with those thoughts. Be the observer of your thoughts. See what's going on through your mind right now. Has there been any recurring thoughts today? Have there been anything on your mind, or has your mind been worrying about something? Notice that and acknowledge it and let it be. And then your energy level. Where are you energetically today? Are you kind of on the low energy, high, or somewhere in the middle? It's really important to honor your energy level. What you can do today, what you can honor, you need to honor the body. You know your body better than anyone else. Nobody knows your body. It's not your friends, your family, your doctor. You live in that body. You know what's going on with it. So honor your energy level today. And then your breath. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. See if you can feel that breath all the way to the pelvic floor. So if you're sitting, are you feeling it all the way into the floor as you inhale? Do you feel that pelvic floor drop? And as you exhale, is everything lifting? The pelvic floor, the diaphragm, is the belly coming in? Let's do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Notice how that breath feels. All right. And now back to the body. How do you feel in the space that you're in? Wherever you are right now, how is that space feeling? Are you in a safe space? What are you, is your body touching some objects? Are you sitting on something? Are you standing on something? Are you moving around? Are you busy doing chores while you're listening to me? Whatever it is, just notice what's going on, the sounds, the smells, anything going around the body, the space. How does it feel right now? Notice it and let it be. Good. All right. I'm going to share my screen again. And hang on. And bring up my Canvas screen. And I'm going to go back to present. Okay. And to present. There we go. All right. Here we are again. And I'm going to, whoops. All right. Not sure why that's on my screen. And let me put myself back up here. Awesome. All right, we did our check-in. So let's go ahead and review day one. So pelvic floor weakness, remember we talked, it's caused by a tight or loose or mixed pelvic floor. And pelvic floor weakness has a lot to do with leaking. The pelvic floor works with the diaphragm. Remember yesterday, if you didn't see it, go back and read it or watch it. But we were learning how to breathe consciously. It's the first step to pelvic floor health, getting the blood flow, getting it moving with the diaphragm. We talked about anatomy, that it's in the shape of a triangle and it's connected. The pelvic floor muscles are connected to the pelvic bones. And we talked a little bit about massage, how important massage is for treating a weak pelvic floor and for leaking. And then we had a little bit of homework. So one was to take a hand mirror and look what your undersides look like, what your anatomy looks like from underneath. A lot of people don't look. And we looked at some beautiful artwork that was actually made from sculptures of people's pelvic floor, and it's really fascinating. And then we used a rolled up washcloth to sit on and do some deep breathing. So those were the two homeworks. So any questions? Anybody have any questions about that homework? I hope you're doing that. So, try to do this, especially the breathing exercises every day. I'm not there to keep you accountable, but, I want to ask you about it. How's it working? Are you getting it to move? So today we're going to be talking about habits for a strong pelvic floor. We're going to be talking about bathroom habits and diet. So those are just a couple items we are covering today. The suppleness is so important. Blood flow, suppleness of those muscles to create them strong. Because like we talked about, your bicep muscle, if you never used it, what would happen? You wouldn't be able to lift anything. Well, same thing with the pelvic floor. If you don't work those muscles, they become weak. And weak muscles cannot help do what they are made to do, which is support the underside. They're supposed to support the internal organs, your bladder, your uterus, your rectum, everything coming out. That's what your pelvic floor there is to do, is to support everything. And it can become flabby, or it can become damaged even. So one thing I learned from a pelvic floor PT, and we'll be talking a lot in my course, we talk about getting healthcare providers that you really can count on. And one that I learned about through my pelvic floor journey, my talking about leaking, was to find a great pelvic floor physical therapist. And a couple things that they taught me was, one, be sure to empty your bladder. So for instance, do you go out and you go to the bathroom, and then 2 minutes later, all of a sudden you have to go to the bathroom again? It's like, I just went. You may not be emptying your bladder. And it's very important when you're on the bathroom to pee forward, to lean forward. You're putting some of your internal organs on top of the bladder. Remember, you have your rectum, and if you still have a uterus there, if you don't have a uterus, some of your other internal organs, like your intestines, might have filled in that space. So if you lean forward, you're putting some more weight on it and helping the bladder empty. So that is so, so, so important to do. The other is a squatty potty. Now, if you've never heard of a squatty potty, there's you can Google it. There's a really funny video about it, but a bathroom stool would do just as well. But basically, it's getting the knees up in the natural position. We were all really made to go to the bathroom by squatting way below, with our pelvis below our knees. That's kind of our natural way to, our anatomy is to excrete urine, to excrete poop. So when we do toilets, we're up. We're kind of not in the anatomical way of going to the bathroom. So a lot of people don't want to squat on the floor, right? You want to use your toilet, or you don't want to stand on your toilet, which some people do, and squat down on their toilet. If you don't want to do those two things, you can still sit on the toilet and put your knees up. So it's almost like you're squatting. So you can get what they call a squatty potty, or use a footstool where your feet are up on it, so your knees are up higher than your pelvis. So those are two ways of really for your, oh, hang on. I just had somebody come in. There we go. All right. So the bathroom habits. So those are very, very important. Those bathroom habits for your health, for actually being able to excrete all the urine out of your bladder. Now, you could say, Liz, what if I'm at a public toilet? I don't want to sit on the toilet. Well, there's a lot of crazy research. I shouldn't say crazy, but there's a lot of research that's gone on. And basically, they have studied bacteria on public bathrooms. And what they found was that there isn't a lot on the toilet seat. You can always cover the toilet seat, because to lean forward, unless you don't even sit down on the toilet to lean forward, you can sit on the toilet and lean forward. The most bacteria in a public bathroom is when it flushes and the bacteria comes up out of the toilet. So never fear about bacteria on the public toilet seat. Just be ready, to get out of the bathroom stall when you flush the toilet, okay? So that is really, really important. So don't worry about sitting on a public toilet seat. You want to be sure to empty that bladder. All right. The other thing with a strong pelvic floor things that can make a weak pelvic floor is constipation. Constipation puts a lot of pressure on the musculature. It can cause problems with your bladder and cause leaking if you're constipated because of the pressure coming in. Remember, yesterday we talked about anatomy. Your rectum is behind your uterus behind your bladder. But if you're putting pressure on that pelvic floor, you're actually making it weak. So really important. Add more water. Number one, if you're suffering from constipation, add water to your diet. Water includes, the recommended is half your body weight in ounces every day. And you say, well, I drink coffee, I drink tea, I drink soda. Well, those are all diuretics, right? So those make you pee more, actually, and they don't hydrate you. So that can cause even more problems, especially if it's a caffeinated beverage. Water is wonderful for healing constipation. The other thing is fiber-rich dark green vegetables, of course, fruits, high in antioxidants. Berries are great, cherries, apples, apple a day, they always say, keeps the doctor away, but apples are wonderful, the fiber in apples for constipation. Also healthy fats like in avocados, walnuts, almonds, and olive oil. So constipation, you do not want to be constipated. That can be one of the causes of your leaking. Now, I got this list actually from the Mayo Clinic here in the United States. So these are common bladder irritants, but this is not a whole list. This is the most common, but I've had clients and students that have other things. Like a student told me the other day that they found out carbonation. They were drinking carbonated water, thought that was fine, and they found that the carbonation actually caused them to leak more. But there's certain culprits here. Caffeine, that's one that I found out. Caffeine is a diuretic. It can cause spasming of the bladder. So that and spasming can cause bladder leaking. So caffeine is one. Sugar is another one. Sugar was a big one for me that I found out. Juices, spicy food, citrus fruits, tomatoes, which are also acidic, like citrus fruits, alcohol, For some people, it's milk products. Like I said, carbonated beverages, tomatoes, and then certain medications. So the thing to remember is like, well, how do I know? That's a huge list. One thing is you need to experiment, find out what is your bladder irritant. And how you would know is your bladder would it would cause some spasming. If you have leaking with bladder spasming, it is probably due to something in your diet. So the best way to find out what if a food is causing your leaking would be to take one thing out of a time. Maybe start off with these most common bladder irritants. Take it out of your diet for 3 days. So say you drink coffee or something with a lot of caffeine in it. See if you can stop for 3 days, take an alternative like herbal tea, or they make herbal coffee. I went to herbal coffee. I love it. It tastes like coffee, but it's actually herbal. There's no caffeine in it. So try to take one thing out of your diet for 3 days. If you're still having leaking and urgency, then that wasn't it. Then try a different bladder irritant. If there's something really very common in your diet that you ingest, drink, or eat a lot of, and that, think back in your history, when did this leaking start? Is it worse on certain days? Like say, okay, well, on these days, the leaking is not so bad, but on the other day, like 2 days ago, all of a sudden I was leaking all the time. Think about what you ate or drank that day, and that might be a clue. But try it. It takes 2 to 3 days of taking it out of your diet to find out if it's actually an irritant to your bladder. But this is very, very common. And like I said, I kind of had to, trial and error figure it out for me. And I found out for me it was caffeine. And because I'd look back and I'm like, well, what happened the other day? And then, I had a cappuccino or something like that. And it's like, okay, that's got a lot of caffeine in it. And the other one is like sugar. What did I have? So I can have a little bit of sugar, but if I have something very sugary, I find it causes bladder irritation for me too. All right, so homework, whoops, went too far. Homework for tomorrow is every time you go to the bathroom now, I want you to lean forward over that bladder and completely empty the bladder. Number 2, drink a large glass of water first thing in the morning. At least start. If you don't drink a light of water, you're probably not going to go to half your body weight in ounces right away. You think about when you sleep all night, you're naturally dehydrated first thing in the morning. So take some before you have anything else to eat or drink, have some 1 or 2 glasses of water right away. That'll start the hydration process, and you can work up, add an extra cup every day of water till you build up to maybe half your body weight in ounces. You say, well, if I drink all that water, I'm going to pee more, I'm going to leak more. Actually, no, you're actually, the more you drink, you expand the bladder more, and it has more room to hold fluids, right? The other thing is people don't realize if you are dehydrated, your bladder is going to spasm and you're going to leak, even if it's just a little bit of leaking, because I think that's one issue with people. They think the less I drink, the less I'll leak. Well, the opposite is true. It actually causes more bladder spasming if you dehydrate yourself. And the other thing is to remove 1 bladder irritant from your diet for 3 days. So think back in your history when things maybe went bad, maybe you were out somewhere and you just, lost it, which happens once in a while, or if it's just like you were going to the bathroom all the time and you couldn't figure it out. Think about that day and see if you can figure out what that irritant was. All right, that's day 2. I'm going to stop sharing here. And come on. There we go. All right. I'm back. I think I'm back. There we go. Here I am. Thanks, everybody. Anyway, just a couple things is for tomorrow. We will be talking about talking about relaxation, how important relaxation is for the bladder, for leaking. You think, well, why is relaxation? Especially if you have a very tight pelvic floor. Learning to relax the pelvic floor is very important because, of course, we talked about having a tight pelvic floor actually will cause leaking, just like a loose pelvic floor or a mixed pelvic floor. We'll be talking about exercise and the muscles that connect to the pelvic floor and how important it is to keep it supple and keeping that blood flow to that area. And we'll be talking a little bit about Kegels. What's the mystery behind Kegels? You know, I think a lot of people are told, well, just do your Kegels, you know, without explaining even how to do it. So there's a lot of mystery between those Kegels, even though it's got a lot of hype. And the thing to remember is Kegels are actually you're tightening the pelvic floor, right? But what if your pelvic floor is already tight? We really don't want to start with some exercise that's going to make it tighter because that will make the leaking worse. So that's all on the agenda for tomorrow. And, you know, in my course that I want to introduce you to, you know, we'll be having actual relaxation classes, self-massage classes, and also accountability for diet and exercise, which is so important. And I really, you know, get very in-depth into relaxation tools that really make a difference. And having an accountable group really makes a difference too. So if you have any questions about the course, please contact me, direct message me, email me at the email that you've gotten in your inbox. You can reply to that and I'll get that, or just direct message me in Facebook and I can get right back to you too. So anyway, it was such a pleasure being with you today. I hope you found some great tips. You know, my goal here is to give you the tools that you need to really start your journey to stop bladder leaking. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for joining. Take care. And we'll see you tomorrow night, same time, 7 p.m. Okay. Bye-bye.